everyone, welcome. This is our second video following up from the first one regarding the shaving creams and the projects we were doing. And if you just heard a snore, that was our producer. You will get to meet our producer at the end of this video for sure, so please stay tuned and don't forget to subscribe. So here we go. This is Heidi Swapp and quilling paper that I'm using. Remember I mentioned that I'm going to create a border using double-sided tape and quilling paper, and you can go ahead and use that for your project. Well, here it is. I wanted to show you how easy it is to do. That is a double-sided tape that I have, and what I'm doing is just holding on to the right amount of tape that I want, and you will see that I'm going to go ahead and cut it to size. It is double-sided, as I said before. And once I trim it, I'm going to be putting the quilling paper on top, and I will be transferring the foil. You do not need any special gadgets. I didn't buy any hot foil maker or anything like that. I just did it the way I'm going to show it to you. So what I'm doing is I'm taking out the quilling paper from the variety pack here, and of course it has different kinds of colors in it and a different array of yellows and oranges, and I'm just going to go ahead and line them up so they stay as straight as possible. I'm using my mat as a guide, but if you happen to get it a little bit of a crooked way, don't panic. Don't forget, these cards are homemade, so if there's slight imperfection or anything like that, I'm sure the recipient is not going to be bent over it. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys. I'm going to have more videos coming, more tips. I combine different products and I give you guys as much information as I can. As you see, I'm taking out these beautiful foils from the Heidi Swapp collection, and I'm comparing what foil I'm going to be using with the colored paper that I have from the quilling paper. Now you saw me pressing down right in here, right there. Well, guess whose hands those were? That was Blyssey from Studio Bliss. She is my special guest, and she was helping me make this creation as well as some of the other ones coming up. So what happened here is I'm using the paper that I took off from the double-sided tape, and I'm using that to press the quilling paper into the glued part, the gluey part on that tape. This way, the gluiness, the stickiness is not going to be taken away, and you're able to go ahead and really press the quilling papers down into that glue strip. Makes it really easy. And I'm using the same tape backing to press down on the foil. You don't want to scratch the foil. That front part of the foil that you see up is the one that will be transferred. But this paper was so thin on the foil paper, I keep thinking I'm sticking one color down, and it turns out I'm not. I'm sticking another color down, which is kind of good because I kind of wanted that greenish aqua color. And I was like, wait a minute, I'm sticking down this pink. How come it's coming up a different color? What am I doing wrong? And as you can see, Blyssey's hands are right there helping to burnish and rub in the foil onto the double-sided tape with the quilling paper on. And I'm like, what happened? One sheet got over the other and then over the other. So obviously we were transferring, but only one sheet was transferred. So I'm picking it up like, wait a minute, what happened? Yeah, this is why you're not seeing the pink on there, because it was a different color of a foil that was stuck onto the bottom. So word to the wise, when you're foiling, try to separate your foil sheets. They are super, super thin. So here, an extra pair of hands from Blyssey. She's again with Studio Bliss, my special guest, was extremely helpful because it helps you hold the paper down and press into your double-sided tape and rub, rub, rub. If you happen to get certain areas that are not completely transferred with the foil, it's okay. As long as you see that color on your foil paper, you still have color left that you can transfer onto your project. You see right there, I'm still working on it and pressing it down some more. And each time the foil is transferred onto the paper, it comes off your foil backing. You just want to go over it multiple times just to make sure you have all the little edges nooks and crannies where you want it, and rubbing. That's totally working here. I know there are different ways of transferring foil paper, and you can certainly do it different ways, but I just wanted to keep it super simple, and I'm actually fast forwarding the video to show you all the little extra details in a little bit of faster pace. Now I have the foil where I wanted it, and I'm going to go ahead and kind of align my paper. Now this is the paper that we used when we were using the shaving cream. If you remember the previous video, so I suggest you to watch that. It's a fun outdoor activity. My special guest was also Blyssey there with Studio Bliss to help me out. Here we were deciding, she was helping me, we were deciding which way to use the edges, the long way, sideways, and so with her help we decided to go ahead and trim the quilling paper with the foil. And again, I fast forwarded the video so it doesn't get too long here. And what we decided is we're going to go ahead and use that on the edge of the card. Just like so. And you're going to be able to see that I'm trimming the paper down because I wanted to have a little bit of the foil cut off, so some of that yellow quilling paper shows through. And I had to trim it just a little bit more to get the last piece of the foil off. I'm trimming the edges off with the extra quilling paper, and I did cut my my strip longer because I like to have it a little bit longer just in case if I goofed. I didn't cut it to the exact size. You see I'm measuring it, I kind of put them together, and I leave a little extra room just to make sure I have room to work with. I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'm taking my same double-sided tape, putting it on the back because I will be gluing on this edging on the back side of that piece of paper. This way the paper just seems to stick a little bit better. It creates more of a decorative edge to me, and we kind of decided to go with it. You certainly can do it different ways. This is just how Blyssey and I kind of went with the project. Oh, look on the left. What do you see? Look at that. Keep watching. Upper left-hand corner. Aha! There's our producer, and you get to see much more of her towards the end of the video. We do have a few little sections to show you. She's over there helping. Yes, our little producer. I guess we got the okay on how to work on our cards. She's our guest for today too. That's Blyssey's little girl over there. Her little Frenchie dog. She's adorable. And now I'm adding the card right onto a blue background. We wanted to have a little contrast. And with a blue background, it kind of had a nice look to it once you flip it over. You can actually see it here once I flip it over. Because you're not there. I'm there. And this card is the front of a card that I will be gluing onto another card base. I didn't show that all the way to the end because you guys get it. You know how to do that. You know what a card base is and so on and so forth. So what we did is Blyssey made that quilling little S-looking shape, and she decided that would look really good on the card. And I'm taking Elizabeth Craft Designs, cute little birdie here. And I love her project and her dies. It's so pretty to work with. I just cut it out of a blue color paper. And for delicate die cuts, what you want to do once you press it down onto your paper, use another sheet of paper to push down, because sometimes if you rub them too hard and the glue hasn't dried yet, you can actually scratch them or distort them or actually move them around as well. So it kind of helps to put an extra sheet of paper on top as you're burnishing it into your paper. Any extra glue, I just use a very lightly wet paper towel, has less fuzz, cleans it right up. Now the quilling paper that Blyssey made is going onto the project, and I'm taking one side and just dabbing some glue on it. This is Nouveau glue. Pretty much any glue works, any good quality glue that you guys like for projects like this. And we're trying to decide where to put it. Top, left, right, bottom, And she said, oh, I'll put it on the bottom. And I said, okay, let's put it on the bottom. So that's where it went. And now the other side, once the first side was glued down, is being glued down right here. It's actually a lot easier for me to glue one side down first and then the other side, especially when you have a delicate project like this. Now, interestingly enough, you can mail these. I have mailed a lot of times quilling paper that had certain swirls on it. And, you know, it's surprising. It makes it through the mail. So it's not going to be squished or crushed. And all those delicate little areas where I'm gluing, you could press down and they stay. It's quite interesting. At first time I did this, I didn't think it's going to stay, but it actually did. And I have a little bit of a bee over there. It's a little embellishment, a wooden bee. It has a foam base, and I add a little glue just to make sure it would stay on. And we decided to put that on the top right-hand corner. So from all that hot mess that we were doing yesterday, outside, outdoors, in a beautiful sunlight, with this beautiful die from Elizabeth Craft Design, and a little bit of embellishments, you can create your very unique looking card. And stay tuned, I have more right here. So remember I promised you we're going to go ahead and work with some of the other projects from our papers that we made. Well, guess what? You see the same bird? It's just reversed. Some dies you can go ahead and reverse after you die cut them without really altering the image. And that's all it is. So now you can actually increase your die stash and your die cuts by reversing them, or even taking them apart. You could take off some of the leaves and use those, or add the extra branches, but I didn't do that. I just reversed it and used that paper that we made yesterday. That was a shaving cream project, had double sides, and I think I was a little terrified of the colors at first, and then it worked. And decided to pick a brown card, and I did show you on that one, basically, just glue your project right on top. But you guys know I do goof, so here's one of my bloopers coming up right here. I'm taking my wonderful double-sided tape, and it's not the tape, it's me. It's what I did. No, the tape has nothing to do with it. Card is nice, working great. I press down on my tape, and since this is watercolor paper, I should have remembered to press it down harder because it has more grooves. And so I lifted off the tape backing, I thought, and I'm, being really careful putting my card on there. Hey, lining it all up. Oh, this looks really good. And pressing it all down. And yeah, right. Yeah, it's not glued on. You know why? I pulled the whole tape off. All of it. Go. That's what I did. So, oh well. Try it again. So this time, I'm like, yeah, it's sticky, but I didn't stick it hard enough. So throw that piece away. Try it again. And I'm really, really rubbing it in this time with a lot more pressure. You can't see it, but I went harder. And I said, just to be safe, I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue as well, because the other one, apparently I wasn't crafty enough to know how to glue a double-sided tape. And this time it worked. So, I'm not perfect, but I do have a lot of fun making things even when I goof with them. And, that's the way you kind of have to look at it, because otherwise you get too stressed out and start, just not having a lot of fun with it. And I just make the best of it even when I do goofy stuff. I almost said another word. So here, that brown paper kind of worked. I didn't add any sentiments because a lot of times I hold on to my card and add sentiments later. And as you can see, again, I'm pressing down, burnishing everything, so it has a nice, good seal to the card. And I might have later on somebody who needs a birthday, or heaven forbid, a sympathy card. This would make a nice sympathy card too. On this one, I can add just about anything. And here's another piece of paper that we did, if you recall. This was one of the projects with the shaving cream, and double-sided, so I decided, I like that orange. So I took a very nice kitty die, and I'm so sorry, I forgot who that one is by. I cut that one out, I put it aside, so if you guys happen to know who makes that kitty die, could you please leave your comments below? I sure would appreciate it. And same thing with the little kitties, because I just cut out a whole bunch of those little kitties, and I don't remember who makes those. I want to say maybe, I won't guess. Maybe Poppy Stamps, I don't know, but if you guys know, just leave a comment. So the kitty die I cut out of gold cardstock, and it's a little bit thinner kind. It's not a really good quality cardstock, but it works just fine for the project. And as I'm gluing the back side, I just want to make sure the glue gets pretty much everywhere. You don't have to have it all over the place because there's plenty of surface area that it's actually going to be glued down. So even though you're working on watercolor paper, the glue will hold it just fine. I turn my little kitty over, and again, here's my paper, rubbing it in. And I'm taking off any extra glue. You see how that moved? I'm taking off any extra glue with a little bit of wet paper towel, and that's why I used the white paper to press down, just in case if anything moves, it just creates the project a little nicer, a little cleaner, and also doesn't wrinkle whatever embellishment you put on. So here's the kitty, and there it is. Here's my maybe future Halloween card. And double-sided, but I only used the side that I liked. And guess what, you guys? Something's coming up. Special behind-the-scenes footage from our producer. Okay. Can I have my stuff back, huh? Can I have my stuff back? Oh, no, don't move the camera. Yeah, I know. Yes, there you go. Good girl. And of course, our little producer is sleeping. And this went on for a little while. Good nap time. She does like to nap and she does snore. We didn't capture that here because for some reason she kind of sensed she was on camera. And 5 minutes later, she's still snoring away, but very lightly, so we didn't capture that one on the audio. But she did give a smile. Guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe and watch this very end over here. It's really cute. Wait for it. And there she goes, almost. Watch those feet. She curled her toes. Anyways, I love animals. Again, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, share with somebody you love, and thank you for all your comments in advance. Have a great day.